Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today we'll cover about the cybersecurity measures for learning management systems for the ILAC project, which we discussed about, which we had a brief description in the previous video. So the next, I'll tell you about the contents that we'll cover in this particular video. So the introduction, team meeting details, the cybersecurity measures that will be taken, then safeguarding intellectual property and the significance of cybersecurity measures, and in the end we'll do the conclusion about it. So just to introduce about this problem, the ILAC project intends to provide a secure learning management system, so just to provide a proper secured way for the users and learners and the staff members as well, so that there's no intrusion in it, or uh, no alteration or any kind of breach in the data. So in the next slide, I'll tell you about the team meeting details. So in this, we properly reviewed the requirement and the scope of it. Then we developed some cybersecurity measures for the LMS after a long discussion. So after the discussion of these techniques for preserving the intellectual property, we discussed and provided our views on it, and then setting up the action items and the deadlines for the selected cybersecurity measures. So initially, we'll start about cybersecurity measures for LMS encryption. So for LMS, encryption is the most important thing for any kind of cybersecurity, giving any kind of cybersecurity to any company. So in this, encryption will be a critical technique to safeguard the data, and this will use the modern technique about the advanced encryption standard. AES is widely regarded as one of the most secure encryption. So these algorithms are a little bit difficult to crack, so no one gets an access to it easily. So that's why we are using this. The next one, we'll use the access controls. Like access control is like, if a particular user wants to access a data, and if he doesn't have an access to it, he won't be allowed to probably see that data or do anything or alter anything in that data. So access control is another important thing in cybersecurity, and for this we have selected the role based access control. This is because it limits the data access based on the user's roles and permissions. So if any kind of management data, it can only seen by the managers and not by the staff members, not by the regular staff. So this creates a bit of a secured bubble, and no one else is allowed in it other than the assigned people or assigned roles of the company. And cybersecurity measures for multi-factor authentication. So another thing is multi-factor authentication. So as many of us know, even if we use social media nowadays, there's multi-factor authentication on all of the social media apps. This is because just to give a more secured way to keep it safe. And for this, we have used the time-based one-time passwords. So one-time passwords are like, if you can get it on your email or through your phone, like a phone call, or through your or a text message as well. This is that if whenever you log in, you will get a new one time password, so there will be no one else other than you who can access it, unless and until they have an access to your phone number, or like for the email or for the text message. This will just keep the data more safe. And if the password keeps on changing on every login, then the one particular user, then it won't allow any other person to alter the data or to see the data. The next one is the firewall protection. So firewall is the most important thing in basic IT as well. So firewall, it blocks the signals that are not good for the computer through the network traffic, and prevents unwanted access, and filters the dangerous material as well. If any dangerous virus tries to come into your machine, it will just warn you, so you can just restrict that, and it will keep the machine safe from any kind of intrusion or any kind of a security problem, and the best technology for that is unified threat management via firewall. So UTM firewall incorporates numerous security aspects including VPN compatibility. So if anyone tries to change the VPN location of it, even it can it this can catch it and it won't allow the access. And the antivirus, the intrusion detection, and also the packet filtering can be done through this. So this is all in one a good application for that. The next one is regular security audit. So this will just keep us updated about the security system and the data, like the database. So if we can like access that and just assess it and penetrate test it, so we'll understand that what are the flaws in it and we can work on it. So every time, so this can be done on regular basis so that there's no problem in the access, and there's no problem in the security as well. Safeguarding intellectual property. This is the DRM. DRM solutions safeguards data owners' rights while preventing illicit distribution and piracy of educational content. So even if the main data isn't the education data, so this will just save the data from uh, any kind of content manipulation or content alteration, and this will keep the technology encrypted so that this can like guarantee the security of the educational resources and save it as well. And example for this is implementing dynamic watermarking. So dynamic watermarking, it is a technology which the technology incorporates unique identifiers into each iteration of instructional information, allowing the ILAC to track and detect distribution. So this the main reason to use this is it inhibits the piracy and also ensures that the integrity of the proprietary resources in the LMS is safe and secured. Safeguarding intellectual property. The next one is content access controls. So content access controls restricts access to any kind of like if a particular course is saved, so it will restrict access to the users who don't have an access to it. And also it will lower the likelihood of illegal disclosure or any alteration. So illegal disclosure is like if someone is paid for the subscription, so they won't be able to access it. And we can use RB like the role based access control. So according to a particular role, it will give access to the particular database. And explaining the strategy. So employing role based access controls, just what I explained you. And ILAC uses role based access control to provide user roles and permissions inside the LMS, ensuring administrators, instructors, and students have necessary level access. So this the same thing which I explained you a couple of minutes ago. And the next is encryption of storage and transmission. So encrypting the data keeps the data which is in transit in a safer like a vault, we can say, so that there's no illegal access to it. And if there is end-to-end encryption in it, then only the users who are sending and receiving the data, or who are having the access to the data, then only they can see it. And implementing the end-to-end encryption is a better way to keep the data safe. The next is like significance of cybersecurity measures. So cybersecurity, it's a critical part of for the ILAC educational environment, as it will protect all the database. It will not allow any unwanted user to access a particular data. So this will just ensure the regulatory compliance. ILAC prioritizes cybersecurity, insulting a safe and trustworthy online environment for students, instructors, and other stakeholders. Conclusion. So in this case, we just we in this case we just like had a crucial discussion about all the cybersecurity problems that can be faced, and we just like try to overcome it and to protect its intellectual property and learning management system by means of extensive team meetings. So this all of this was discussed in team meetings. We had several different options. So we just like try to keep it safer, try to keep it simple and understandable to you guys, and know so that it is easier to understand like what kind of cybersecurity measures need to be taken for what kind of different businesses or different kind of case studies. And in this case we just had a proper guarantee of getting the privacy and accuracy and safeguarding the instructional materials in this case. So that's everything for today. Please do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.